probably should take the thumbnail down. What's up, guys? GM, hope you're feeling all right. Happy Monday. Happy Monday morning. I hope you don't have a case of the Mondays because I tell you what, I got a lot of energy. Not only am I drinking coffee, but we got these like packets of green smoothie powder that you just add to a water bottle, shake it up, boom, 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 and get some vitamins. I'm on one of those. I'm feeling great. Got some sleep last night. Mr. Dude, we and I were just talking, man. We had a fantastic time in Nashville just the other day, just last week, I mean, for the Bitcoin conference. But back in the saddle today, brother. How we feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm excited that we're back to the grind. I'm a little tired, a little traveling, a lot of beer, but it was a good time, man. I had so much fun in Nashville. I've never been, so I highly recommend everybody put it on the list.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Nashville was a good time. It did not disappoint. The conference was great. Karate Combat was awesome. I think that, everybody knows that Trump spoke at the Bitcoin conference yesterday, announced that we're going to go with a strategic reserve in Bitcoin. We are going to keep the 200,000 Bitcoin that they've currently have seized from other illicit activity or whatever. And that is going to be the basis.
So cool.
That is going to be the basis. Go ahead.
No, normally like they get drug busts and whatever, and they're supposed to eventually just like get rid of the drugs and shit. They're like, hey, we just realized we are sitting on the biggest bag of Bitcoin. Let's keep this. This is not a bad idea.
Yeah. So we they add it as a reserve. Obviously, that means that the price is going to start going up. Now you have to think they're going to hang on to the 200,000 plus. The idea is to keep purchasing until we have a stockpile of, I believe, 5 million Bitcoin. I believe that was the number that Trump said. 4 million was what Kennedy said. Kennedy, I don't believe he had mentioned anything about keeping the 200,000 or not. That I don't remember, unaware of at this moment. But Trump did say that. Also, did say day one he is going to fire Gary Gensler. Which
I read. So that was the only part that I read that kind of got like fact checked, where it's like he can't be fired. He has to resign from that post, or it has to just come up for whatever, and then he can't just get fired by Trump on day one.
Don't you rain on our parade. Don't you?
I was just gonna say though, don't put it past Trump to be like, no, you are fired though.
Yeah, like you're gone.
He's like, Donald, you can't fire me. He's like, nah, you're fired.
Yeah, it's the you get to hand in your resignation letter. Kind of like the mafia when they go to your business. Hey, got a beautiful place here. It'd be terrible if something happened to you.
Now let me kiss you. Now let me kiss you on your forehead.
Yeah, I think you need an insurance policy right now.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, man, the crowd went wild when he said it. And then you saw him. I don't know if you guys watched the clip or not, but he looked around and he was like, wow, I didn't know he was that unpopular. And he said, well, let me say it again.
Yeah, don't you fucking lie to us, Donald. Like, if you did any sort of research at all, you know that Gary Gensler comes up as like enemy number one in crypto.
Yep.
We had so much faith in that guy when he was going to get. He used to be a teacher. He was at MIT. He's gonna love it.
He's on our side, bro.
He's like anti-crypto. Boom.
Yeah.
Smack you. PP smacks for crypto.
A massive announcement was, now he's said it before. But he did say it again at the Bitcoin conference, was that day one. Oh, by the way, Bitcoin just ripped through 70,000 back right down.
Obviously, because we were talking about it. You're all welcome.
Yeah, did that for you guys. So if you had your longs in, you're welcome. Close them out. Where were we? He also mentioned that day one he's going to free Ross. So Ross Ulbricht serving a double life plus 40. For basically starting Silk Road, for launching Silk Road, which is crazy, kind of extreme. And so he said day one he will commit sentence.
You're right. He has some pretty popular fans now.
Absolutely.
You saw the Hawk to a girl get in on that one too, right?
Yep. So it was actually cool. So it was nice to see Lynn Ulbricht, Ross's mother, have seen her every single year at the Bitcoin conference and a lot of other conferences in between. But she was in great spirits. And so that was really cool to hear. he said day one that he would commute a sentence. So, give him the time served. And I think that's fantastic. Hopefully that's something that actually happens. Again, he said it before, but hopefully this time it's for real. I think that'd be amazing. That's also a big win for the crypto industry.
Well, luckily as a president, you can pardon people, very quickly. So that is within the scope of the presidential title.
Yeah. And don't usually on their way out, they throw a bunch of pardons just to for all the wheels that were greased or whatever.
Now I had a quick question.
Yeah.
So I have been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those conferences, and when you're hanging out with the Winklevoss twins and you're chatting up crypto, and you're around, I call most of the people that when you go there, I call them kind of like the professors of crypto, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're among the most educated people that are doing things, fully aware of the blockchain. And then coming back to our DGen Central here. I can't go to them anymore, honestly. I really can't, just because it creates such animosity and feelings of, because I'm still running a project here, and I got to convince people like, hey, Gotti, 525 times more rare than Bitcoin. I don't know if I want to invest my $33, and then you hang out among those people where it's so just absolutely refreshing, and to come back down into the crowd of the degens it triggers me. I'm just wondering if you guys are gonna get triggered.
Oh, I love it, man. I love both sides of it. I love being there, love being back. It's cool. I actually got yesterday, or what was Trump Day? Trump Day was Saturday, right? So on Saturday, I was over there early and ended up going over to the VIP section and walking into the whale area and seeing Shibtoshi. I saw the altcoin daily people. I saw a whole bunch of people there. And one of the cool people that I got to actually sit and chat with for a few minutes, and I got his book, was John Deaton. And he is, I'll tell you what, man, he's an interesting guy. He's a cool character. A lot more, what's the word I want to say? Loose, I guess, maybe. He was not
uptight and
he wasn't uptight, right? In the way that he talked, he was just a normal dude. He's running for senator against Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts, and just to sit there and chat with him, just about the conference, kind of about the scope and scale of it, and kind of what he's got going on, up there in Massachusetts. But just honestly, just talking to he was just talking to a normal dude, for sure. That was fun.
I think that's one of his appeals, right? And he understands crypto. He's actually not what part of the 1% who has been oh crap, I better catch up on crypto. He's literally been living and breathing it, and his background and story throughout his life, right?
Absolutely. So this has been a nice little warm up to the show. It's a great time to first off welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you know what to do. Smash it. If you're watching on X, appreciate you hitting the heart. Also, repost the video out. We can get some more friends in you. Tag some friends that maybe that either went to the crypto conference, the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, or Karate Combat. So that's what we're going to be chatting today. A little recap of the last week.
We got some Mr. Mayo we met.
Hell yeah, dude. That was so cool to finally meet him. And that was just just to me felt like what all that shit is about, just to meet the people that we talk to, whether it's frequently, infrequently, whatever, but we know each other and we recognize each other, but haven't ever met face to face. I got the opportunity to do that quite a bit this trip, and that was really cool. Mr. Dude was there. We had a good time. Met a lot of people. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was wild. There was times where you and me were sitting out on the couch, and we probably had more beneficial conversations for our Web3 career than by going in and listening to the speakers. They're just the amount of people that will walk by you and you're like, yo, I know you, and everyone just stops and chats, and it was definitely a great networking event.
Yeah, dude, that was a lot of fun. So come on up to the stage, guys. If you've had an experience there, you went, you got any questions about either of the events, whatever, or if you just want to shoot the shit, it doesn't matter. Come on up there, request to speak. We appreciate you being here. Web3 Breakfast.
What an experience.
Heck yeah, man.
What an experience, man. I volunteered. That shit was awesome. I was hyped the whole weekend.
Hell yeah. Did you end up getting to stick around on Saturday, or did you have to leave a little early?
I left at around, like, I was waiting till like 2:30, 2:40, and then I was like, I don't want to miss my flight
Yeah.
home. It was, yeah. But I had the best view for RFK, and I listened to his whole speech, and I just love the content a little bit more than, what Trump was saying. I watched it back on YouTube, but excellent. It's all positive, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, either way, right? And like, whether or not you like Trump or not, or you think that it's, just simply, trying to get the one vote people, or the one issue people, single issue voters, whatever they're called.
Exactly.
Whatever it may be. Now, however, he is a full Bitcoiner now. That was a gift from the Bitcoin community to Donald Trump at the event. Now, whether he has Bitcoin previously or not, I'm unaware of it. I don't care. Some people said that he does, but we now know that he's got a full Bitcoin, and so he is he's not a no coiner anymore. We know that.
We got to get that wallet. Could be sold by now.
He's got more than me.
I could say that Eric and Don Jr. are big crypto guys, and I'm not going to go into further detail, and don't ask me why.
No, yeah, I mean,
hey, I also saw. I don't know if you guys caught at the fight. The one, like, obviously it's super cool to be at the fights in person, but you don't hear like the commentary. But I saw afterwards that RFK said he's got 80% of his net worth is in Bitcoin.
Yeah, I did see that. I think you and I were talking about that. I think that's the way it's going, right? I think that's where the future is going, and you're starting to see the smart people wisen up to it.
Yo, what's up, Neil? I see that hand. Don't get tired.
Come on, my guy.
Yeah, man. No,
GM,
I
brother.
just wanted to throw this out there. Good morning, everybody. I just want to throw this out there that, and I'm trying to figure this out in my head how to say it exactly, but think about how dumb the Democratic Party looks right now with RFK in the position that he's in. And do you think Trump would put him in a cabinet position somewhere? And, I don't know. That's just kind of the thought I was having. Like, how bad of a position are they in where they lost their candidate and now they've got another one that's against crypto, and you got all these other folks coming out for it. So it's going to be wild.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, Kamala was supposed to speak, but then I think the decision was made for her not to show up. And, I think that was probably in her best interest as far as, people not believing her bullshit kind of thing.
Yeah. It would have gone viral the wrong way had she shown up. Like, just because those aren't her voters, right? They would have booed. They would have made for viral moments, which then would have fed the machine against her.
Yeah. For people like us, it's a big issue, right? Unfortunately, I think for the masses, crypto's not a big deal. And so that's
correct. That's what I was gonna say, man. Like, they don't it's rude. It's like, quote unquote, like, not being rude to our whole entire community, but her camp is going, we don't need their votes. You've lost them. Drop some tidbits that you basically won't ban Bitcoin along the way, and let's go after like a whole other section of voters that are maybe on the fence.
I'm sure there's more work. Yeah. I'm sure the workout bro industry is larger than the crypto industry, as far as like active daily users or whatever.
Fair.
That's just being silly. That's just being silly, right? But just to further exasperate the point.
I did think it was funny. Hey, look, I just want to say one more thing, and I'll get off the stage. It was funny though. During the middle of Trump's speech, he was talking about how they decided how they were going to treat the crypto people nice, at least until after the election.
Yeah, he's made some silly like little liners. He's like, "Don't worry, anybody, you will never have to vote again." It's like, what? That's like when you scratch the record. Like, what do you mean never vote again?
Yeah, that's it's fun to take some of those sound bites. It was a fun experience though, like at the end of the day. But yeah, there was definitely some moments of in the beginning it was like, what's he saying? It was, it is what it is.
I don't know. But that karate combat was wild. Like, going for like the weigh-in, and then at the fight, it just also felt like everybody was there. Secret Service was there, wouldn't let us in the cool entrances.
No, we had to throw away Emmy's water bottle at the fight. because they said it was too hard of an object and it could be thrown at somebody.
Not just like a water bottle. Like you didn't just have to throw like a Wendy's cup that had water in it.
Yeah, I mean, it was Emmy's Yeti water bottle, like pink sippy water bottle with like her personalized stickers from like the climbing gym that her and I went to when she was like a year old and shit. Like it was silly, but it is what it is. We did, dude. The night before, let's talk about the weigh-ins, man. That was fun. Afterward, Emmy and I got to go into the pit and fight. And I've got some video footage of that. I'll find a way to post some of it. But that was like a lot of fun for me.
That was cool. Man, so like leading up to this part of the story, guys, this is as I was get to Nashville. I'm like, oh, it's pretty warm. I'll just whatever, it'll be nighttime soon. Throw on some jeans, this t-shirt. And I walked like, I don't know, 10 minutes tops. And I halfway through it, guys, I was drenched. Like one thing I learned is wear dark clothes in Nashville. My blue shirt was not blue anymore.
Dude, I
like
honestly,
a wet t-shirt contest.
I can't even understand how all those Secret Service guys were wearing suits. Like that's
and they didn't even look sweaty. What's the trick?
Not even sweating. Like they must
bro,
inject themselves with like poor blood.
Weather is intense. We're trying to save the president of the United States. There's nothing is more serious than this.
Yeah, but like, dude, shorts and a t-shirt out sweating. These guys are full suited and booted, ready to roll.
You got to realize most of his detail are with him all the time, so they're used to Palm Beach weather. So Nashville is cool for us Florida people. You go to Nashville, like, what? Might need a little sweater. Might need a little sweater here in July because
they were very nice to us too when they told us to like get the fuck out of this door. One guy was just like, "You're like, yeah, but like I know the fighters come in here." He's like, "No, you need credentials," and you're like, oh, "Okay, cool. Like, what if I get those credentials?" He's like, "No, you need special credentials today." We're like, okay, can I get someone to get us in the door? No, you cannot do that. Go around to the front. We're like, okay, yeah, no, you have a great night too, sir. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Appreciate you.
I'm Canadian. Sorry.
But it was fun. You got a picture with the U.S. Secret Service, which
I did. One of them, she was very, very nice, and the other dude, he was also nice, but he was like, "Oh, he did not look like he was happy." So the deal is no posties.
He was definitely a sourpuss in the picture. But the event itself was cool, dude. The arena, the municipal auditorium there was massive. It was the largest venue so far that Karate Combat's had, and it was. I mean, there had people even sitting up in like the second level, a fair amount of people too, and it was cool. It was some cool fights. It was good to see the influencer fights. Nick Carter took home the dub. Sad to see Grimace had some high blood pressure before the fight, couldn't perform against Harley. That was a fight I was looking forward to, and a couple other good ones. Lawrence,
how about that one where he like knocked the dude out and then he ran up and proposed?
Yeah, Chamaya, he's the Irishman. Yeah, dude, that was a cool one. He's a cool guy. I got to see him fight a couple times now. This is the third fight that I've been to that he's fought. Yeah, he's awesome.
You've been going to them all, so shout out to him for like not needing a ton of rest though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's like, no, I can just fight again. Fight again. I'll just win so fast that it's barely like fighting for me. And then I'm gonna get by the way, I'm just gonna get proposed after real quick.
Yeah, really. Like I
engaged.
That was like
do you think
go ahead. What's up, Turbo?
Do you think what up, family? Do you think that he still would have proposed if he'd have gotten knocked out?
No, I bet you he had a backup plan. But Jay, like think about you were upset like after your fight, like especially if you feel like you might have got ripped off, where it's just like I'm just gonna go and like be all glum and like, oh, I'm sorry. Like,
feel like you got ripped
sorry,
off.
babe. That I can't defend you. My manhood is right there in the pit, but like I just need to propose to you real quick.
I mean, like, and if you got lost and like if you got beat up too, dude, your brain got
that would be very awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if she says no? She's like, I would have said yes if you won.
Yeah. She grabs the ring and throws it to the winner. Hey, propose to me.
Yeah, but we're just kidding. Congratulations to you guys. We love you guys. It's so much fun.
That was fun.
We'll probably see these guys again. So I don't. We gotta stay on the good side.
Yeah.
I only had like one, and this wasn't like from the Karate Combat or whatever, but I only had like one thing that I was really confused about at the Bitcoin conference.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
So I went in to see V perform. Like, they had like the little concerts like right there in the front or whatever. And she's like, yeah, like this guy was there like with her. And he's like, all right, you know, you're going to come up and perform. And the guy like comes up to the microphone and all he did was whistled. That was his whole thing. He just whistled.
That's wild. And we'd missed that. Thankfully, spotty Wi-Fi was great though.
Yeah, I was just like, how much money do you have to become a famous whistler? You know what I mean? And then if this guy's like on stage is whistling and shit, you know what I mean? Like maybe the bar isn't as high as we believe it is yet.
Good call, Turbo. Good call.
At least he wasn't howling, because when I hear howling, I get triggered and have to head for the exit. So
What's worse though, if somebody started yodeling, if somebody started beatboxing, or what's like another thing that people do that's obnoxious? Like scat.
What if they just started like doing animal
impressions?
impressions?
Babadoo beep, babadoo beep, yeah, babadoo beep.
Like, do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the most annoying thing is when people start talking about their crypto portfolio, but that
no. At Bitcoin, everyone's just like, no, we don't need to do that here. Especially when Sam Price was on, he was great. He was actually really nice to meet, man, and just the way he was talking about like how he like did everything right in front of his followers is just like the cool story when you think deeper into it. He's like, I made all this money right in front of people's eyes.
Yeah, they could have taken advantage of like all, you know, that's one of those cool things about, you know, those people like that do a lot of the TA and stuff. I mean, they're constantly looking at them charts, man. That's a lot.
Yeah, it made me think like, damn, I got to copy way more of whatever Sam does. He's like, yeah, I made millions of bucks like right in front of these people. It's like, okay,
Just
turn noties on for him.
Just learn, learn, and that's the best thing you can do is either copy trade or just learn from the people that are proven to be successful. Absolutely,
I can relate. The catch is no one believes you until you actually make the money. They're like, oh,
you're right, you did.
Fair point.
Oh, I mean, I should have invested that and held like you did. Oh, I didn't know.
What do you mean that was a good investment? I wanted to dress like a unicorn, right, Turbo?
Well, you know, speaking of good investments, I'm glad that you swung it that way, Mr. Dude, because I officially want to challenge you to IFC co-host versus co-host fight of the year 2025.
2025 fight of the year. Oh, that's a good one. I might have to be busy for that one. We'll see if I can make it.
Come on, Mr. Dude, I need this 22 grand.
Game on.
It's like a rug pull.
We could probably launch something tomorrow and make more money than that. And you don't have to get beat up over it.
You don't have to get beat up. And it's far less than that. Maybe.
All right, fine.
But I did have so much fun with you. Turbo was a blast, everybody. If you get a chance to meet him, you should meet him. Meet your heroes.
No, it was so awesome, man. Getting to meet you. It's great seeing you guys. Like, it has been, I've missed all of you so much, man. And it is, building these fences sucks. Like, I hate this fucking job, but you know, it pays the bill. Robbie, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I know you like it, but I fucking hate it. And I'm being honest with the people right now. So,
hi guys.
Hey, Robbie, what's up?
What's up, friends?
So yeah, we had a minute. We went to the scrapyard, so I just wanted to drop in and say, hey, shout out to Carrie, man, the modern Canadian. Hey, Whit, I love all y'all.
Yo. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And that's like one of the things that we always say, like, even like if you want to go to a conference, but you can't afford the ticket to a conference, like say the Bitcoin one, right? That is a high price one. Usually there are ways that you are going to find either entry into the conference through groups of friends, or you just go to the networking events after, because most of them are free to get into. You just have to RSVP for them. You can also sign up.
Like what Crypto Mayo, like he volunteered, right? Like he said he was from out of state, but he volunteered. So he just had to get himself there.
Absolutely. Sorry. I took a drink right at that moment. I thought you were going to keep talking.
Oh, no, it's all good. Yeah, the volunteering, it's just a great aspect, right? Because now his whatever, like when you volunteer, you basically get the highest level ticket. It's like a $5,000 ticket for free for him to volunteer, and all he was doing was checking wristbands. At least when we ran into him, right? So pretty legit. Great idea by him too. Otherwise, just get the media passes because that was fun.
Yeah. And then you get to you just get to be there, right? And you get to network and you know, learn from other people in the space and connect and grow your network, whatever it might be. And plus, you just get to go have fun, man, with people that are like you. Because everybody has like no friends in real life that are crypto people. We all know that.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true.
No one
like starts wanting to bring it up around my family. I'm like, oh, please don't ask me.
They're like, get out of here, man. Not again. No one wants to know.
DUIOR.
Nobody wants to hear about your magic internet money.
And nobody's asking you there, is it legal? Are you sure you can do that?
Good call.
That sounds too good to be true. You never hear that at a crypto, conference ever.
No, it's just,
everybody at a crypto conference, people are like, "Hey, I'm like really not trying to hype this up because I don't want you to think it's a scam. I swear, it's just a normal ass project. You'll make a little bit of money. Like, don't worry about it." Outside, it's like, "Hey, like, oh, they're gonna go to the moon." Like,
do you think do you think that there is artificial hopium like at these conferences though, or do you think it's real hopium? Because like everyone is so freaking like Bitcoin to the moon.
Yes, and yes, it's both.
Yeah,
it's hopium, but it's based on a degree of truth, right? So I mean, just like people that go and root for their sports team in the beginning of the season, oh, it's our year. Well, that's the truth. They could win the Super Bowl, right? But the likelihood is they may not be this year. It may be next year. But so there's a degree of both. What it does is it's a nice change of pace to clear your mind. And especially for people that are influencers or in this space to get around, because if you get around the community and then you get around the other people, it's all real negative, man. They're really trying to bring you down. You get around these people, it refreshes you and renews your spirits, and gets you really focused on what the potential of what this could be. I think what you guys experience is probably hands down, probably the best Bitcoin conference ever, because we've never had presidents sitting up there talking about a Bitcoin reserve. I mean, just think about the information and the stuff that was given to you guys. I mean, it's groundbreaking type of stuff.
Okay, so I love this. I love this because here is the question that I have. So obviously, I think we could go back and whatever year it was, I can't remember if it was 2021 or 2022 at the Bitcoin conference, I had made this observation. I think a lot of people understood it and probably shared the same thing, that Bitcoin became an industry versus a movement, right? And so like this is inevitable, right? Like we talk about the waves coming in 3 of mass adoption. We've got to have the retail, we've got to have the institutional, and then we got to have the governmental. And the governmental is happening right now. But let me ask you a question about all of this. MKit, I'll ask you, and anybody is welcome to come up and talk about this. So please raise your hand, come up and hang out with us and chat about this. But so my question is, that was massive. That was on a mass adoption scale. The Bitcoin conference was massive. The karate combat event, having Kennedy there, was massive. I will tell you, as a karate combat event goer that goes all the time, and I will tell you now as a crypto conference goer that has gone to many, many conferences, like, yeah, it's cool. It's also a very, 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 very large, what's the word I'm looking for? That's why I said very so many times.
Deal.
Inconvenience. It is a massive inconvenience to have someone like that there because of all the shit protocols that you have to go through just as a normal person, right? Like it was amazing that Trump spoke there, but the fact that you had to get in line for a 2:00 speech at 10 in the morning was fucking stupid. And some people you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that was with no bags. Like the day before the lineup, like literally, guys, like the lineup went out the building, like into the building, and then you actually had to like go check in, then go into like the main hall, and then go into the main hall, and then like literally go around the walls and like find the back of the line. That's how like it went all the way around, all the way through the building, because they allowed bags. So they had to check out everyone's bags as well.
And then
crazy.
And that was an adjustment that they made for the Trump day, where they said no bags. Like you could bring a phone to record and small little recording devices, but that was it, with the handful of exceptions for some mainstream press or whatever. But like that was it. So it did expedite some things. But I'm telling you, that line still wrapped around. And if you guys have ever been to a convention, you know how big these convention halls are. And the Bitcoin conference is like bigger than most. It's freaking massive. And this line was going all the way around the entire convention hall. It was ridiculous. But good thing we were pressed, baby, because got to go right to the front of the line, right up to the mags, and just go right in. That is ended up what happening. So that was good. But like for most people, like I spoke on behalf of the masses, not myself. I should have probably preempted that.
Well, I mean, we met Russell Brand too, and like even for that, like again, obviously, like he's like a celebrity, not in terms of like what was going on there, but who was there. But like you had to line up just to meet him too.
Yes. You know who we didn't have to line up to meet? Haley Welch.
Haley.
Haley
She did
Welsh.
not. She was just wandering around,
She was
being
walking
part of the
around,
crowd.
hanging out. So my family took
And
it.
our head of communications got her team's information. We're working on getting her up here.
Yes, absolutely. So that is Whitney. Whitney is the head of communications now for the Web3 Breakfast Club. And so we were obviously she approached Haley at the karate combat fight to take an entire family photo, which we did, which I posted the other night, which she actually put on her Instagram, which is crazy. Very cool. I got tagged and a lot of text messages about that we had made that, which is very cool. So shout out to Haley. But we did run into her at the Bitcoin conference on the way out of town on Saturday, and Whitney got her management information email so that we can reach out and have her on the show, which is going to be fucking sick. Because she's really, I'm telling you,
that, Saturday Night Live, man.
I talked about,
hey girl, can I get your number?
Yeah, like Deaton
Can
being
I
like
have it?
like Deaton being a normal dude. She was just like a normal person, like just happened to be,
which is cool. Like,
right place, right time.
You're right. And she made a fucking hilarious joke, and we've talked about that, but she hasn't become some like uppity snob over it. She's just like still some girl. I know she went in, she did something with Ashley, like they did like a little live stream thing. Like she made herself just fully available to everybody. And I'm sure people like didn't make her feel unsafe either, which is probably just part of like how good of an experience she's having.
I know she had security detail. That was like the one thing that like everybody there that was big had security detail with them, whether it was personal security or Secret Service detail, like a private or Secret Service. It was pretty wild, man. It was packed. That was a fun time. The VIP area was good. Those cannabis drinks were insane.
Holy, made my tongue numb.
Yeah.
I just hate that we had to stand the whole time. Like, that sucks. Man, my legs were so
They should have
tired.
put stools in the VIP area so we can like sit, but like still feel above everybody.
Yeah.
We're VIPs. Yeah.
Couches and lounges. We'll see. We'll see what happens in so I think Shanghai Shanghai is next month.
The Singapore one?
No, Shanghai next month, and then Singapore in September.
Ooh.
So
can I bring it back? Because you guys were talking about the conference and things changing.
Yes.
Can I bring religion into this too? Because again, we're talking about crypto, right? And we got to talk about religion. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of religion into this. So think of this as like the Holy Trinity, right? We're like the Holy Spirit. Your institutional money is like Jesus, because everybody wants that miracle to come through with your institutional money to pump your bags. And your government is like God, and it determines whether or not you're going to go to heaven or you're going to spend an eternity in hell. So we have witnessed the Holy Trinity coming together at this Bitcoin conference of institutional money, the people, the community, and the government, which is ultimately God, that determines whether or not we have a life of 70 virgins or we're smoking down there with the guy downstairs eating fireballs.
So we got the seal.
We got to find out.
Approval.
So we got to find out the date 3 days before the election, because that would be like Good Friday, right? And then crypto will rise from the grave on Easter Sunday.
But you're witnessing it. It really is. It's the trifecta, exactly going back to what you were saying. Because we haven't had that. We've had the community all, yay, right? And then now we've had the last, I'd say year or so, last few years, they've been hinting the institutional type of stuff, right? The crypto, we're doing the ETFs, we're investing, this looks promising. And then now we have the government completing the cycle. So there you go. We have a Holy Trinity together, and I think this is going to be a very spiritual movement for everybody, because you're going to be feeling the love in your crypto portfolios.
Let's talk Bitcoin price predictions then. So guys, come on up. Let's get some price predictions going. I originally thought somewhere, in my opinion, it was going to be like about 225, and then I really did like the 330 number that I was hearing from some people, and so I will maintain the 225, 250 range, right, somewhere in there, for peak bull run price, if like all of these governments start to actually buy Bitcoin.
Yeah. And here's the crazy thing. What if we just don't have a conventional bull run like we've had? I mean, if you're talking about governments acquiring Bitcoin. Governments don't just acquire Bitcoin in 1 week, in 2 weeks. They do it for years.
Yeah, I mean, in perpetuity, right? Like that was the whole kind of thing.
So we may not have a bull run. We just may have an uptrend for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, this could just be called crypto.
Right.
Oh,
it
you
just
guys
continues to
there.
go up 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100% a year.
I mean, what's
year.
like, because this is supposed to be an appreciating asset, and that's like what it's kind of being labeled as now, right? And so that would be the fundamental understanding of it. But what would be an acceptable rate of which you would see this thing go up to where, you know, at the sustainability of it, right? Because it can't be as volatile as it is now. It would have to be.
Well, here's how any type of market works, right? The people have the power. The people liquidate, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And it continues and tumbles down because there's no buyers. Now, if you add a government into the mix of buying, there is no tumble down. There's relinquishing of the power from the people to the government. And the government has the infinite source of resources to buy tokens, where you, me, and everybody else doesn't have the infinite source of funds to do that. Because see, the government can just print money and buy Bitcoin.
Right. So why? So who's to stop them? Who's to stop them then from creating something all of their own so that they could control the majority of it? And then, you know, obviously Trump says that he doesn't want a CBDC, and he will make sure that that doesn't happen. But who is to maybe call it something else? Competition from other countries is probably what's going to help save Bitcoin, because this is not going to be the United States grabbing Bitcoin, right? It's other world currencies. It's going to be a domino effect, right? Correct. Yeah, that's exactly. And we have in the next 10, 15 years, you just may have an uptrend. There's no fucking bull run. It just doesn't stop. It's just the run. It's not, because when you say bull run, we all expect it to spike, right, and then pull back. Right. There just may not. It just may be permanent bull run and not bear run.
Like there will still be coins that are good and then shit, and coins that'll pump and then dump. But like the actual bull run could just like where it goes up incrementally and just never goes down whatever more than a couple grand.
Well, because here's how the cycle works in an economy, right? So you have people in the crypto space becoming extremely wealthy. What do you do with that wealth? You go buy goods and services, right? Homes, whatever the case may be. So then you have the entire sector that is not in the crypto space benefiting from the crypto space. These people have discretionary money that they've never had before because their businesses are popping. Then what are they going to do with that discretionary money? They're going to then go into cryptocurrency. Then they become holders, and you create this perpetual cycle of economic growth with cryptocurrency, and it's the engine that keeps driving it over and over, and it basically becomes a recirculating system of prosperity. Think about this. And that trickles down into multiple countries and multiple nations. And 100%. Now think about this, right? Let's look about this. The U.S. stock market went on a 12-year bull run from 1987 to 2000. It was called the Roaring 1990s, right? And this was basically the dawn of the internet age, is what this is saying. It's the end of the Cold War. You got the internet going. This is obviously, you know, a lot of things are changing, which we're seeing happening right now. So this was a 12-year stock market bull run. So who's to say that we can't go on something very similar, multi-year bull run, at least a decade, in crypto? Can I pop your bubble? Can I pop your bubble? It was artificial. No. Go look at Bitcoin. The bull run has never stopped. I mean, that's a good point. I got in 2011 at less than $5. What are you talking about? The bull run, this thing has not stopped. It has had peaks and valleys. And like, if you bought at peaks and then you sold at a bottom, yeah. But for people that have been in it, look at the chart. It has not stopped. And it's only going one direction and keeps going and going and going and going. That is absolutely a fact. What's up, Mike? How are you today, man?
Not bad. How are you, man? You had a pretty eventful weekend.
Good. Yeah. It was awesome. You know, the conference was cool. It was fun to hang out with Mr. Dude and hang out with a lot of other people at the I know Turbo was there. There's a lot of other people at the Mr. Mayo. Who else? Anybody here at the space? Scrolling down. Adventureful Mama was there. Shout out to her. Got to hang out with her and the little one.
She was cool, man. She was cool.
Hopefully she's coming to Toronto.
Awesome.
How are you there?
I was hoping I saw Vegas is the next one for next year. So hopefully I can
Yes,
make it
sir.
down. That would be sick.
Yeah, dude, that's
Got to
gonna,
get those media passes.
yeah, that's gonna be wild. Vegas for the Bitcoin conference, like in
Peak
after
bull
like
run,
a
too.
massive spike. Wow.
Oh yeah, we'll be staying inside the sphere, guys. We're already going to be booking it out.
Yeah.
And you'll watch the ticket price then $47,000 per day per person.
One Bitcoin, one wristband.
One
Give us the
Bitcoin
press
per
pass.
day
I don't
per
care what the
person.
price is.
It'll be the most expensive Bitcoin ever because everybody's like, oh, we're all millionaires. Who cares, right?
Dude, $210 for a ticket right now for the GA pass. Buy
210.
now.
Oh,
That's a steal.
that is a freaking
Yeah.
steal. Like
For the
if you
GA
got
pass.
210, I would scoop up a ticket right now. If you're thinking like about maybe going, I would just get it because you'll be able to sell it for a profit if you need to. If you end up getting them in a different way, or if you
That's for next year already.
Vegas.
Yeah, they have them on the
What is
website
it?
already.
Do we know what
Get
month
out of
it
the
is?
shower that
Is,
you're in, and
is it around this time?
It's May 25th and 27th, I think.
Somebody post a link to that.
May
I mean, if you guys
25th,
got a link
27th,
to,
let's
yeah,
check
just
that out.
post a link for this so that people can, maybe grab some. Just good.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea for
Oh.
a project founder to buy like 5 of those at like this price and be able to use them for like loyalty and holding things without selling things, maybe stuff like that.
It's going to be tricky because if I go to that, I don't have to use the voices, guys, because you guys want to dox me. Is what the
We
problem
won't.
is.
We won't.
No,
I know
only the uncool
You
people.
sound
want
like that M Kid guy, but boy, you're a lot handsomer than I.
Can you do me a
Thank
favor?
you.
Can you just put on a tux? I want to see. I just need to like put the,
Yeah.
this.
Can you just
PFP
laugh
to
real
the-
hard? Just pretend this joke was funny.
Yeah, that's right. There's M Kid. Get him.
I'll be like,
Speaking
"There's
of
I'll
the
have to have my own
Or,
Secret Service
ending.
detail with you guys. So you guys are crazy.
No, we'll trust me. We will have our own service, private service detail. They will be suited and booted and ready to be shooting if people messing with us. I don't know why, but
Maybe by this time next year, I won't have to worry about Gary Gensler coming and try to get me like
fired day
say,
one.
Hey, you like CZ?
He'll be
Well,
gone.
how do you feel about CZ? Do you want to go join him? No, not really.
So CZ gets out today, I think. Today's the 29th, right? I think he gets out
Poor
today.
guy. Yeah, I heard that he was coming out soon.
launch a coin
Is that why Bitcoin's pumping? Relic 70K right now?
for real."
Dude,
I mean,
you know what?
Even
I want to
knock
go.
on wood, Solana. Guys.
Dude, if
Solana's
this
doing good.
if this literally, I don't know why I said it that way. If this literally is the beginning of the massive pump that we're going to see, I will go back because I said that we need CZ free to start the bull run. And I'll sell the bull run. I know that the bull run's been going for, 10 years. But this push. Bitcoin's dumping right now. It was over 74, 69.1. I've got a heavy long set up. I don't think it's gonna catch it, motherfucker. At 68.56.
See, that's the thing about this damn crypto. See, everybody knew that you were going to mention it, and you get happy when it's 70,000. Like, let's short it.
Short it. Yeah, short it. They should.
Oh,
Short it a little bit lower.
It
A little bit lower.
Same
Come
thing
on,
with my
motherfuckers.
token. As soon as I say something positive about the token, everybody's like, "Yeah, I have time to sell." I was like, "Jesus Christ, people."
Dude, keep talking positive. Keep talking positive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
it's going down. Let's go. Scoop up my long. Scoop it up. Dude, scam wick it down. Give me a scoop,
Yeah,
and then let's go to the
really
moon.
hard to get excited until the U.S. cuts rates. I can't really even get excited yet. Like, we're not even close to where it's going to be.
No, you're right. But at least up here in Canada, they cut our rate last week. And the state's got to be next.
Because you guys are like our testing ground, right?
Exactly. Drugs.
Yeah, our Bank of
alcohol.
Canada meetings are before, usually a week before the Americans.
Yeah, we had ours last week. So you guys are good. We're laughing now, guys. Plus, like, honestly, if we're being like real outside of like, the testing ground stuff, it's like, that like the current incumbent president and his party will want to say like one of the last things they did was cut rates, right? It's part of like the good side of the game now. Like, we all benefit during election season.
And you guys also too. It's fun. I like actually watching the price movement because it's a battle, right? It's like a battle between the good and the evil, and it's fun to watch. It really is because it is shaking out people that aren't supposed to be there, and it's giving the people the opportunity to that want to go long haul. They're getting gives them a better position. So it's all good, guys.
All right, Mr. Dude,
Part
what's
of
your peak Bitcoin price.
Oh, buddy, I wrote it down. I ain't getting this. This is gold in here.
Oh, we got this preserved.
305K.
305. We got this preserved in time. 305.
After Trump wins, it'll be 101, baby. There we go.
Okay. All right. Mike, what is your Bitcoin price prediction?
Mine's going to be a little bit more conservative. I'm going to go about 135,000.
135. Yeah. That's about it.
What's the time? When you say peak, what's the time frame on this?
I'm thinking like spring, summer, fall, 125.
Oh, we're talking 10
Once
years.
Once the celebs are all back in next cycle, we know.
I mean, let's just say this cycle, right? Like this. Well, but like that's the thing. Like, because I don't discredit what you said that this might not be, a time
We can
cycle.
just go like
what
a
we've
year
seen.
from now.
1 year from now. 365 days from today. So
1 year from now. Okay. There
July
we go. Now I can
28th, 2025.
I remember last bull run, I got screwed because everyone was like, it's going to go to 100K, it's going to go to 100K. So I was watching all the YouTube videos, and okay, it's going to 100K. And I got holding my bag. I've been holding since 2021.
But that's the thing about governments picking it up. Like they don't pick it up to turn a profit, right? Like if we're holding it at a reserve, like that means we're holding it. And those are the holders that you want, people that have no intention to sell, but to just keep adding to supply. Governments and countries around the world will start to do that. I think the supply shock, when the supply shock comes into play, when you talk about, I mean, what if this does happen faster than we think, right? And this does happen next year. I mean, you could see $1 million Bitcoin next year. You could. I'm not saying it's going to, but you could.
Can I give you my price prediction? And
Yep.
this would be with Federal Reserve or the government stockpiling Bitcoin, financial institutions being allowed to have self-custodial of it, like say your bank, JP Morgan Chase will have Bitcoin wallets.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say we'd be a 10x. So I would say $700,000 this time next year. That would be the run, but it would require government absorbing, self-custodial from your financial institutions, allowing grandma to have, her, checking account, you want to add Bitcoin? Okay, click, that kind of thing. And your major financial institutions being able to openly not do ETFs, but openly be able to trade cryptocurrency like Bitcoin.
Dude,
I think a 10x would 10x because it will happen quickly.
The banks participating seems inevitable. I know that there were talks of it, but that just seems like the easiest way for this to happen for people your example right there, for grandma to be like, hey, my family that I was going to pass this money down to, we've talked and we'd like to diversify it into crypto, and I'd like to pass that on to my lineage. And so like having banks be able to do that, I know that we hate the banks, guys, but
it's against the crypto principles to the very core. But the cat's out of the bag. Now you have governments that
there's
nothing talking about.
There is literally nothing that we can do about it. You just have to accept it, right? You've got to, just like I have traded my privacy for comfortability, right? For the ease of, say, flying, right?
Absolutely.
I've scanned my eyeballs and my fingerprints for the airline industry to make, or not the industry, for Clear, so that I have an easier time getting into an airport, right? And I will sacrifice that for the convenience of not having to take my shoes off or go through that bullshit of flying. Like, then that's fine with me, right? We've got to start understanding that we're going to have to make some sacrifices to get this thing adopted. And if government's here, like, y'all, we fucked up. We missed the mark on true decentralization, but we can still build it and we can show them where it is, but that's not where they're coming in. That's just not.
You can still benefit from the riches, right? Like MKID, I guess like you're a prime example, right? Like you were in super early and you still managed to get out. You still get to live in our crypto world, but like obviously like in the outside, in the real world, like you're doing very well for yourself. And crypto can still do that for all of us here. Just might not be this like whole secret community thing that like the people wanted to originally be, but being so early, we can all make sure that the real life we have is nice.
As I tell my community all the time, you have power, right? If you hold cryptocurrency, you have the power. When it's time for you to relinquish that power and give it to the powers that be, whether that be governments or big financial institutions, Make them pay top dollar for it, guys.
Yeah,
Because the reality is, yeah, you guys put up with all the bullshit. I mean, crypto is bullshit, guys. I mean, holding is bullshit. I mean, that's they should pay you top dollar for having to put up with all that crap. So there you go.
Yeah, I would.
I think all these things are going to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen until closer to 2030. It's going to take time to train the financial advisors, to train all the people at the banks of crypto. My mother-in-law worked at CIBC, and she was just starting to have like webinars and seminars on crypto and blockchain and whatnot. So I think it's going to take, another 4 to 8 years before we have like, the average Joe and your financial advisor knowing how to put you into these things, or even allowed to.
But I mean, but don't you think there will be banks, and let's use JP Morgan as the example, that they're in it, they understand it, they could have some people in the place, and maybe it's not every branch, right? But maybe there are some that specialize in, and it's in strategic locations where maybe crypto is a little bit more understood or a little bit more prominent. Like, I wouldn't say that the small town is where you'd want to have a blockchain person, but in a larger city where there are maybe a bigger crypto presence or a larger blockchain presence, like that would make more sense strategically.
Yeah, and I guess
what state or the country that you live in, because I know like my experience here in Canada, I looked at my financial advisor, Edward Jones, and we've had ETFs in Canada a lot longer than the US, and they're like, yeah, we're not touching that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think it'll take some time, and I think for that aspect, we'll follow some of whatever happens with the states and regulations. But both of yours could be right, where it's it could take by 2030 for in the small town, the average Joe kind of advisor. But then the good advisors, this is an opportunity for kids coming out of school or that advisor who's really into crypto and his secret spare time to be the guys at their branches that then climb the ladder real fast. This is a big career opportunity for the right people, because they'll soak up all the information. They'll be at nighttime learning, and then they'll be the ones going to the JP Morgan, the thing saying make it be me, and climbing the ladder, right? Well, so there will be guys who make a lot of money.
It will always start with your brokerage accounts first. It will always start with your Fidelities. It will start with your E-Trades. It will all start with those type of things first. The other thing too, people don't realize is once that actually gets implemented, think about all the 401ks. Think about all the amount of money that will institutionally be coming in through that. And then, like what he was saying, yes, it has to then trickle out down to the common banks, your Bank of America, JP, whatever bank you're using, US Bank or Barclays or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it will definitely take longer for that, but the implementation on terms of brokeraging and things like that, they already have the infrastructure set up for it. I mean, it could probably be done in days to weeks. These firms can implement actual crypto trading into their platform. And who knows, you may see, I think the big thing, you may see crypto go right to NASDAQ type of stuff. And you may see these other exchanges start to do it, and then you're buying and selling your cryptocurrency on NASDAQ.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main. You get the Wall Street money, it trickles down to the banks, and then basically so you would buy it on NASDAQ, then you could transfer it over to Bank of America, and then you have your coins sitting there. And of course, the banks love it because there will always be fees, transfer fee, this fee. And you'll start to see your banks then become your exchanges. So you could just have Bitcoin in there, and it could be tied to your overdraft checking account. So that's where it's headed.
I agree with you. And really quick, so I just did a Google search. There was an article that came out a little bit ago. Looks like a month ago. The headline is almost half the world's top universities offer cryptocurrency or blockchain courses. So that's exciting to hear, knowing that it's being taught, at the collegiate level. Hopefully we can start to teach it at younger levels, younger ages, in elementary school. Start teaching about money, financial literacy. That's something that we need to start doing in this country. Someone's got to do it. Why not be us?
Might as well start right here, Web3 Breakfast Show.
There it is.
I was at a barbecue with some friends on the weekend, and two of my friends were teachers, and we were actually discussing this, and I was saying that, I would even love to just go into schools and teach kids just personal finance. How to invest. We have what's called the TFSA here, RSP, which is the equivalent to a 401k. Just personal finance and how to run a household, because that's such a life skill that I didn't even learn till I was in my 30s by just doing it myself.
It's crazy. It's literally crazy that that's not something that's taught, is how to just live a normal life financially. It's because, again, the whole education system.
I find with inflation, it's so much more important now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, the current education system was set up for people to learn how to be a factory worker. And so that is something that could probably use a total overhaul, because that's not.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's not what people
Did
do
your
anymore.
food chain change? Like, I think, like, remember, like the food chain and
pyramid?
what you're supposed to get. Yeah, the pyramid also had to change because it was very World War One, like the back when, like, we had to ration our foods and just get carbs and stuff in us. And they changed that, at least up here, the food pyramid in Canada recently, where you guys are right, where it's like now we need to just do. It's not some like gut the school system. They're indoctrinating your kids. It's like no, there are things in the school system that are great, and we can also help change things that like help set us up for life as opposed to just being drones. Like Elon is literally building the fucking robots that the governments need. Now you can actually try and enhance society to maintain these robots.
Hey, there you go.
Our
People
food,
making the nutritional guides are morbidly obese. Everybody that runs national nutrition is all like obese.
Yeah,
is all what?
Our food pyramid's terrible, guys. Here, it goes sideways to match how wide you get if you follow it. So,
but you're right. Like Jay and I were actually talking about that. We were like, man, like in North America, we can eat like all this stuff. It's like they like it's something ridiculous. Like Skittles are banned in Europe because they're like, yeah, you guys put that shit in your body. They're like, no. And over here in North America, we're just like, look at those losers. We got like freedom over here. And it's like, maybe there are certain things we could like. Because why really? Oh, that's how bad they are. Oh yeah, we should look into that and maybe not feed it to our people as well.
Yeah, the toxic chemicals and the red dyes, those are always good.
Hey,
Yeah, they're like, what do you mean?
I learned that shit about the French fries at McDonald's, man. I've not had them since.
That's why the whole commercial growing up in the 90s was like, do you eat the red ones last? It's because those are the worst ones. Make sure you eat those last.
Yeah, you eat pasta here in the United States, you'll gain about 37 pounds. You go to Italy and you eat pasta, and I lost weight. I was like, what the hell's going on?
It is pretty crazy. They just look like they're hills, and I know.
Oh, yeah, because they're not all enriched, garbage, and what the hell ever they're doing to GMO, the shit out of it.
When I was in Japan, everything is fried, and they're all skinny as hell because they walk so much.
Yes.
What kind of oil do they use?
Oh, I have no idea.
Probably peanut oil, right?
I just know a lot of things are fried.
Like the seed oils.
And there's also a genetic aspect to it too. You got to throw in there too. So
making a whole lot of sense.
I'm big bone.
Yeah, I'm big bone. I was talking to George at one of the parties, the IFC party. It was also Flux, and I was talking about my next fight. And speaking of like weight and big boned and all that stuff. And so I was talking to him, early next year. So Q1 of next year, I want to see where the locations are before I commit, but I'm going to commit to the early part of next year for my next fight. And so we were talking about weight, and he's like, well, what do you think you could get down to? And I said, well, realistically, like I'd like to stay like, around 200. And he said, if I could get down to like 180, there's a lot of people, but I just don't think that's my body type, man. It's just too small for me.
Yeah,
but
you don't want to be too small, like gross. You'll be unhealthy. Be bad for the fight too.
Bad for the fight.
He screw that. He'd be irritable on. Can you imagine the Web3 Breakfast Club him at 180?
You guys wouldn't even. You guys wouldn't even.
And everything, snapping at us and shit, making us feel bad about ourselves.
Yeah, I would be. You guys would just not be my friend if I had to cut that much weight. That would be miserable. I would be miserable. So I'm not doing that to you guys. I'm not doing that to myself, but I wouldn't do that to you guys. You're too important to me. So, and my family, my wife and daughter would probably hate me because I get like hungry and hangry and like we all do.
Yeah, I would not be going to that fight. I'd be like, you're on your own, bro.
You're gonna get beat up, you little weenie. You used to be.
No, just like you're grumpy as fuck. I don't want to be around you. I'm not being in your goddamn corner. You are miserable.
What a miserable prick. To the moon. What's up, my brother? How are you?
Hey, fam. Man, my X account is still suspended. I can't figure out how to get on there, man. It's driving me crazy. It's really got me upset. But beyond that, I wanted to know what you guys think about this whole situation where Trump said if he's president, he's going to hold 100% of all Bitcoin acquired. That's real interesting. Is that even possible? Like if the Democrats get the House back after Trump's gone at some point, they can just change it again, right? Like,
why would they?
there's,
Though? But
there's no, that's not,
Cynthia Loomis came out right afterwards with the bill, right? And so I think like they would sign that thing and then just move it into, because it goes into like different custody. So like right when it's moved, and then it goes into, I don't remember what the specific like chain of command for custody was, but she did mention something about it. And I would just say that once the bill, go ahead.
It also depends on how it's written. If it's an executive order, executive orders are terrible, because that any president, he can do an executive order that instantly gives power to that, but then the next political party can sit there and change it. It's something you're going to want to pass through Congress and then go to the Senate and have it voted on. That way, it becomes law. That would be the only way that would give the sticking power. If you just do an executive order, yes, it would maybe good for the next 3 or 4 years, and then whoever becomes president next may adopt that. But again, if you want to do that, again, it's going to take time to get passed into law that the United States reserve currency is Bitcoin.
But yeah, and I definitely think that they would do it, because if you can borrow against your Bitcoin, why would you need to sell your Bitcoin?
That was one of the things he said.
Right.
Well, it's an
One of the things he said.
asset.
No need to sell it.
Appreciating asset. Think about it. U.S. dollar is a depreciating asset, right? It keeps going down and down and down. So that would combat the inflation of the U.S. dollar. So there are
Michael Saylor's entire theory. It's like, if you buy a piece in New York, you don't sell it, you just borrow against it. You can appreciate faster, and just take out what you need in cash.
Right, and it also actually gives an asset of security too for governments. Yeah, it is it's next level shit. Excuse my language, but it's really, when people start to really deep dive into this, I think you will look back at this conference as being probably the straw that broke the camel's back of this financial system, and literally creating a new financial system for generations to come. I think this will be probably looked at in history as the moment that, just like when the blockchain came alive, for Bitcoin, it's going to be, I think, that profound in the future here.
Yeah, I mean, we just fully, from a governmental level, I believe, are going to be accepting of what blockchain has the capacity for. And for whatever reason, we're all here and we got a front row seat to it. So you guys, congratulations. Wag me, baby. Wag me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Anybody got anything else before we get on out of here for the day? I took you a few minutes late. My apologies. Sometimes that happens. All right. Speak now or forever. Hold your peace. That's it. Hold your peace. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what the topic is yet, but it'll be out later today with a link. So don't forget to set a reminder. Also be back at 4 p.m. For the J-Chain's Crypto Show. Let's see. Dude and Dojo. That's Tuesday, right? Mr. Dude?
Tomorrow, yep.
All right. If anybody's got any other shows, drop your links. Do what you got to do. And then just make sure that you guys do something to make sure that you're 1% better every single day. Now, if we haven't talked actually for like almost a week, right? Y'all should be crushing it right now if you just kept going with that 1% thing. So see you tomorrow. Love you. Ciao for now. Thanks, guys, for being here. Smash the like and hit the heart on the way out. Don't forget to tag some friends. Adios, amigos. Ciao for now.